and non-violence. Mahatma Gandhi and non-violence. I gave you one homework yesterday. You know, still you say that heard a very phrase that majburi ka naam Mahatma Gandhi. What do you mean by majburi ka naam Mahatma Gandhi? It means that when you are absolutely majboor, you are unable to do anything. You say that non-violence is the one of the best way. Non-violence. Basically, when you say non-violence, ahimsa, we say used to be it related to Mr. Gandhi. So it could be a question for your examination, for the final examination. Write down a comprehensive aspect or note on Mr. Gandhi and non-violence. So we will discuss it and we will further go further on this chapter. We may heard the phrase of Majburi ka naam Mahatma Gandhi, the tendency to acquire helplessness with non-violence, and non-violence means Gandhi had led some people to say this underlying to light remark to the widespread view that non-violence is a way of the weak. Basically, अब हम क्या सोचते हैं कि non-violence is a part of the weak. This is the aspect of the weak nature that you don't want to go violent. That's why you say the non-violence. Gandhi rejected this understanding of nonviolence and anticipated an altogether different philosophy of nonviolence. We usually understand nonviolence to mean non-injury. Means किसी को आप नॉन वायलेंस क्या कहते हैं? नॉन वायलेंस का मतलब होता है किसी को इंजोर ना करना. A non-violence act is thought to be one that does not cause physical injury. Basically हम violence को physical injury से लेते हैं, पर ये गलत है. Physical injury, mental injury, psychological injury, these are all injuries. Let me physical but the mental injury, psychological injury is long lasting. Gandhi always changed this meaning in two fundamental ways. For him, non-violence means not just refraining from causing of physical harm, mental harm, or loss of livelihood. It also means giving up the thought of the harming anyone. Means Gandhi used to say that by any means you should not harm anyone. अपनी सोच में वायलेंस को लाना भी नहीं है. That means non-violence. For him, causing did not mean doing the harm oneself. For Gandhi, I would be guilty of violence if I helped someone by harming someone else or if I benefited from a harmful act. Gandhi used to say that it is also harmful. It is also violence. If you are benefiting from violence, the violence means it should not come into your mind even. Violence आपके दिमाग में भी नहीं आना चाहिए. And if it comes, it means it is a part of violence. You should be non-violence at all. No, not causing harm was not enough. Ahimsa required an element of conscientious compassion. Gandhi was opposed to passive spiritualism. One is active spiritualism. So spiritualism means mansik shanti, spiritual. For him, non-violence means if a positive and active pursuit of well-being and goodness. आप यदि किसी को अच्छा करते हो, that is a non-violence. किसी का भला करते हो, that is a non-violence. किसी का बुरा नहीं करते हो, किसी का harm नहीं करते हो, किसी को चोट नहीं पहुंचाते हो, not causing any harm physically, mentally, psychologically, that is a non-violence. Non-violence is an extremely active force that has no room for cowardice or weakness. उनका ये कहना था कि non-violence का मतलब ये नहीं कि आप डरपोक हो, but you are very powerful. You can face the very another person with non-violent method. right? Not a violent method. You are powerful. So this was thinking of Mr. Gandhi. So what you call Mahatma Gandhi. So here, this is not to underestimate the potential of militant but non-violent form of resistance. Civil disobedience is a major mode of such struggle. It has been successfully used to make a dent in structure of opposition. A prominent instance being Gandhi's development of Satyagraha during the Indian freedom movement. I told you yesterday about the Satyagraha and all. So Satyagraha means Satya Agraha, सच के लिए आग्रह करना. So he was successful up to some extent, and he caused a dent on the reputation of Britishers. So this was a part of Gandhi. Peace and the state. Next is peace and the state. Here it is. Peace and the state. It is often argued that the division of word into separate sovereign states and evident of pursuit of peace. As such, each state serves as an independent and supreme entity. It tends to protect its own perspective and its self-interest, which I told you yesterday. Just recapturing it, basically her state, every state is divided. State means world. The whole world is divided in many countries. So they want to obviously one country wants to go for peace, but you know they want they every country is basically the people are there. They think about themselves only. That is also harmful. We have to think about the complete human on the ground of humanitarian ground. We have to think about it. So when we think about it, we will find that everyone is equal. When we go for the peace, everyone will be equal. Everyone is on the same footpath. हर कोई एक बराबर है. सब कोई about this speculation, then we will think that peace is there. When we say that, if when Alexander captured Porus, he was very cool and calm. Alexander was very cool and calm. I can tell you one thing, Porus was also very cool and calm. Alexander, जिसे आप सिकंदर कहते हो, उसने पोरस से पूछा, how should I behave with you? मैं आपके साथ कैसा behave करूं? Porus was cool and calm. I said cool and calm. मतलब वो शांत था. और राजा के साथ करता है, आप मेरा ठीक वैसे ही behave कीजिए मेरे साथ. And Alexander was very happy. And he said, no, I will not have a war with you. I will make you free, right? So you are a friend of mine. All thing, he started a peace negotiation with him because Porus knows that Alexander is very powerful at present. So he have to maintain the peace and decorum. So he was a winner. So that's why it is said, great Alexander. So this is not in political science. It is in history also. It's in political science. History may be peace. A peace should be there. And no satyagraha and all. Um, that we should not having a good relation, cordial relation with. Say no, everything should be no to Britishers and all. Britishers को बिल्कुल मना कर देना. Right. So this is a part of say no to the Britishers. They don't want that we should, how the Britishers are accepting, we are accepting Britishers because we are accepting their dominance. Say no to their dominance in a peaceful manner. Right. So Satyagraha was one of that part, and Gandhi started this one. So next part is different approaches to the pursuit of peace. Different approaches. हम कैसे approach कर सकते हैं peace की ओर? Different strategies have been used for the pursuit and maintenance of peace. These have been shaped by three distinct approaches. The first approach accords centrality to states, respects their sovereignty. सबसे पहले कि आप कैसे शांति स्थापित कर पाओगे सबसे पहले you respect the other part. I told you this now. Secondary pose, he said, how should I behave you? He said, as a king should behave the another one. So you should respect other sovereign. I should respect you. यदि आप किसी की इज्जत करोगे ना, the person will also have a same feeling for you. He will do the same thing for you. As a teacher, if I respect my students, students will also respect me. Give and take policy है. So already peace will be there. So sovereignty, मुझे आपकी sovereignty का इज्जत करनी होगी. We have to be sovereign. If we are sovereign, we have to respect other sovereignty also, and treat competition among them as a fact of life. It means concern is with the proper management of the competition and with the containment of possible conflict through the interstate elements of the balance of power. Where will be wherever the balance of power is there will be peace. Wherever the balance of power. For example, after 1945, two world power came up, superpowers. But, one was America, one was Soviet Sangh or USSR. They stockpiled nuclear armaments, but they didn't go for war because they knew each other that my opponent is also very powerful. USA knows that Soviet Sangh is very powerful. Soviet Sangh also knows that USA is powerful. So balance is there. If the balance of power is maintained, then peace will be maintained. Another part is if you want to be peace, you want to be live in peace. यदि आप शांति में रहना चाहते हो, ready for war. तो लड़ाई के लिए तैयार रहो. यदि आप शांति चाहते हो तो लड़ाई के लिए तैयार हो. जब आप लड़ाई के लिए तैयार रहोगे तो लड़ाई होगी ही नहीं. So, balance of is said to have prevailed in the 19th century when the major European countries fine-tuned the struggle for power by forming alliances that deterred potential aggressors and preserved the outbreak of large-scale war. Same written over here. Here it is written. Just when the whole Europe was divided into two sectors, Eastern Europe and Western Europe. Eastern Europe was very powerful, Western Europe was also very powerful. So, balance of power is there. And deterrence maintained. Deterrence means dar. Deterrence was also maintained. That of what? That they should not go for the nuclear war again. It happened once in 1945 and once for all. ये और नहीं होना चाहिए. Balance of power was maintained and peace has remained there. Now, second approach, yeah, this the first is balance of power should be maintained. The first approach. If the balance of power maintained रहेगा, peace will be also maintained. This was the first approach. Second approach is the second approach to grant the deep-rooted nature of interstate rivalry, but it stresses the positivity, presence, and possibility of interdependence. When we say that I am very powerful and I should not be dependent on anyone else. Let me tell you one thing. This is the word. You know, we have to we have to be interdependent. हम एक दूसरे के ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है. No one is aloof. आप यदि आजकल के वर्ड में यदि आप aloof हो, तो you have been gone. For example, USSR was divided in 1991. USSR was divided in 15 new republic countries. Right? So, क्यों ये divide हुआ? Because USSR used to say that I am very powerful, I should not depend on anyone. But let me tell you, this is 21st century. Every person is depending on the other one. Let me tell you one thing very frankly, that you are dependent on your parents and parents also depend on you. You are depending on your society, you are depending on the society, and the society also depending on you. So this is interdependence. You have to believe this interdependentness. When you believe this interdependentness, then you will find that this is a path of pursuit for peace. इसे हम शांति को आगे लेके जा सकते हैं. So first is, I told you, first is balance of power. First is balance of power. Second is interdependence. Right? So interdependence, you should know that you are being all interdependent on each other. So such cooperation, again, cooperation is there. You have to think, you have to know the essence of cooperation. You should know the essence of cooperation. Cooperation ke bina, if you avoid cooperation, you divorce the subject of cooperation. You don't cooperate with each other, then what is that? लड़ाई होगी. If you're not cooperating, there will be a type of war, skirmishes, conflict with each other. That's why I said, where the cooperation is there, peace is there, and peace is there, development is there. Cooperation, peace, and development. 3 points are there. First is cooperation, then is peace, then is development. Development, peace और cooperation के बिना हो ही नहीं सकती. So, second is cooperation or interdependence, and understanding the consequently global conflict would be reduced, leading to better prospects for peace. हमें सोचना होगा कि जहां पर कोऑपरेशन नहीं करेंगे वहां पे कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होगा, और जहां पर कॉन्फ्लिक्ट होगा, दैट विल बी एंड ऑफ पीस स्ट्रक्चर. पीस खत्म हो जाएगा. An example frequently read by advocates of this approach is that post-war World War II, Europe, which has secured durable peace by graduating from economic integration to political unification. Why, Europe, Western Europe, how Western Europe is developed? Why not Eastern Europe is developed like this? Why not Eastern Europe is developed like this? Because Eastern Europe used to think that they should not cooperate with Western part of the country. They should not go for the marketing. They should not go for the globalization. What do you mean by globalization? When your market is open for the world market and world market is open for your market, when you are interdependent on each other, when your market is free to venture, that is mean globalization. Right? So when globalization is globalization is there, then the peace will be there. Peace is there. So, but Eastern Europe didn't accept it. Eastern Europe didn't accept it. And due to this, Eastern Europe was divided, Russia was divided, USSR was divided into 15 new republics. But Western Europe accepted it. Globalization, westernization, accept their ideas, accept their commodities, give your commodities, right? So these all things are market. When the people are venturing into your country, you are getting their ideas. Not simple. You are sitting in the home, and you are getting from the YouTube and all. You are getting the latest classes and all. Right? Teachers are taking your classes from the net and all. How it is there? You are interconnected with each other. You are interconnected with each other. This interconnection is a part of your peace. Right. So interconnectedness. An example frequently led by advocate of this approach is to post-World War, that is Europe and all, which I told you. This was the second phase. Now, third part is, unlike the first two approaches, the third considers state system to be passing phase of human history. It envisages, what do you mean by envisages? Give the way to, rasta dikhana. It envisages the emergence of supranational order and sees the fostering of a global community as the surest guarantee of peace. The seeds of such a community are found in the expanding interactions and coalitions across state boundaries that involve diverse and diverse and non-governmental actors like multinational corporations and people movement. Multinational corporations, MNCs, they are also pursuing for the peace. They are also there. They are also maintaining the peace structure because lot of companies they want to come to your part. Lot of companies want to venture into your market. If the peace is not there, when the cooperation is not there, how they will approach to you people? So that is the answer. So the seeds of such community are found in the expanding interactions and coalitions. We have to interact with each other. We have to interact with other part of the world. If we are in the eastern part, we have to go for the western part. We have to interact with each other. So we let the humanity get close to each other. Let the people get close to each other. Let the closeness come and give the way to give the way to give envisages to for the peace. So the ongoing process of globalization, I told you just now. I told you that the ongoing process of globalization is further eroding the already diminished primary and sovereignty of the state, thereby creating conditions conducive to the establishment of world peace. Globalization is also doing the part of the part of world peace. Globalization, multinational corporation, right? Globalization also a part of world peace. So one point first is that is different approaches, maintaining of peace is there. First is balance of power, second is interrelation, and third is globalization. Right, so globalization. Next, the United Nations may be said to be embody elements of all three approaches. United Nation Organization, UNO. The first part of the UNO is word peace. That's two word. Word peace. पूरे विश्व में शांति हो. UNO, United Nation Organization. संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ. 193 members of UNO. They want to go for the world peace. Right? So United Nations may be said to embody element of the World Three approaches. The Security Council, which gives permanent membership the veto power, the right to shoot down a proposal even supported by other members, to five dominant states, reflects the prevalent international hierarchy. The Economic and the Social Council promotes interstate cooperation and several spheres. The Commission on the Human Rights seeks to shape the apply to transitional forms. Right. So in just the dominant economic reforms are also there. Security Council is also the veto power. Veto power. Within veto power, five nations are there. They are the basically having the veto power. If one country is saying no, the all the other countries they will not go on the same approach. They will not go on the same approach. That is veto power, right? So this is a veto power. Security Council gave the power to five prominent members of the members of the member state, in which Russia is there, America is there, France is there, England, France is there, China is there. So all five members are there, right? Five members are there. So this veto power one is there, then economic power is there, then on the humanitarian ground, the commission human rights are there, commission of human rights and all. Let me tell you, come to the point. Yeah, yeah. United Nations was basically for United Nations was also supporting, is not also supporting, is supporting throughout from 1945 onwards. United Nations is there to maintain the world peace. So there are contemporary challenges. What do you mean by contemporary challenges? Contemporary challenge means there are a lot of challenges out there. A lot of challenges out there. These challenges are basically for the peace. जहां पर भी challenge होगा, जहां पर भी ना one good thing is there, some other worse thing has to be there, right? So what are the challenges? Contemporary challenges. While the UN has several noteworthy achievements to its credit, it has not succeeded in preventing and eliminating threats to the peace, right? So instead, dominant states have asserted their sovereignty and sought to shape regional power structure and the international system itself, and it's keeping its own perceptions and priorities. Okay, it is fine. It is fine that UNO is striving for peace. After 1945, there was no nuclear war accepted. But let me tell you one thing, UNO is not very much successful. UNO is not very much successful to maintain the peace and cooperation throughout the world. It has its own limitation, let me tell you one thing. UNO is also having its limitation. First of all, one limitation, one hurdle is USA itself. Now, let me tell you one thing, throughout the world, only one superpower is there. That is USA. And USA wants to dominate the world politics, world power, world economic forum, world political forum, world military forum. It wants to show its dominance. It wants to show its dominance. When you are showing your dominance, where is the peace now? जब आप अपने डोमिनेंस को ही शो करना चाहते हो, फिर पीस कहाँ रहेगा? शांति तो होगी नहीं, right? तो but but let me tell you one thing. But still, countries accept the principles of UNO. They accept the principles of UNO. Let me tell you one thing. This dominance that America is very powerful economically also. Dollar is very powerful. Then other European countries were feeling neglected. Other countries were feeling neglected. So what they did, they started a new currency, and that currency name was Euro. Euro became a new currency to challenge the dominance of USA's dollar. मैंने भी आपको कहा कि challenge will be there. If you want to show your dominance, challenge will be there for you. So better don't show your dominance. Go for peace. Go for integration. Go for development. Go for cooperation. It will enhance the peace throughout the world. Right? So to this end, they have even restored to the direct military action against and occupation of foreign territories. Even America attacked on other countries also. America-Iraq war. Due to America, Saddam Hussein of Iraq, the president, was hanged. Due to America, Libya, Colonel Gaddafi, he was shot down. There was Iran-Iraq war. Right. America was responsible not for only peace, for destroying the world peace also. And was not able to control United States because major share of economy was supported by United States. Major share of economy to UN were shared by United States. 22.5% जो पैसा है जो यूएनओ के ऊपर खर्च होता है अमेरिका एक्सेप्ट कर दिया. One America. Rest 78% are shared by various countries. Various countries. 122, more than 22.5%, near about 22.5% is shared by America. So you want to show